Hey guys, welcome to a new series that's Transport Fever 2. So this is a very interesting game. Like this released way back in 2019, and it's part of a series. So they created railways, like building model railways thing, and then they came up with Transport Fever 2, and this is the um, third version of it called Transport Fever 2, and it released way back in 2019. And I actually played it on the day of the release, so on my laptop. But since I no longer have a laptop, I went and then bought the PlayStation version of it, right? And one good thing about this is that it supports mouse and keyboard, so it makes it kind of easy to play the game rather than using the controller. So what we'll do is start the campaign. Probably if we do a series on the campaign and then probably jump into like creating a map and then going ahead and setting our transport network. So let's get started.
Mankind is constantly creating amazing new inventions. Get involved in rapid technological progress and ensure smoothly running transportation in different regions of the world.
Okay, so let's go ahead and select the first one.
America, in the midst of the 19th century. In the Nevada Territory, where until recently only a handful of buffalo grazed, nowadays it's all hustle and bustle. Beyond the Sierra and near the Carson River, gold has been found. There's supposed to be loads of it. All you need to do is dig it up. Anyone who keeps at it hard enough will be richly rewarded. What a splendid opportunity.
Okay, I think so. The first part we start off in the America. Let's go ahead and start the first chapter.
Welcome to uncharted territory, newcomer. Want to get rich? Then you're in just the right place. Gold rush fever holds sway in Virginia City. And you lucky devil, you've won the mining rights for a promising claim in a poker game at the Red Dog Saloon. Soon you'll be hauling out gold nuggets as big as a cat's head. Thanks to cleverness and luck at cards, you have a gold mine all your own. The former owner, a gal at the saloon by the name of Susie, who plays a lousy hand of poker, already took care of the groundwork. And a practical woman, she left the necessary equipment behind too. Now all you have to do is to find the mine. Get an overview and find out where the riches lie.
Okay, so I think we first need to just use the camera. So zooming, tilt the camera, like move. Can rotate it with the Q and E keys, and tilting is with R and F.
Discover the entrance to the tunnel.
Okay, we just
What a promising claim. Even though only a few boulders have been mined so far, that's no reason to lose heart. You'll just have to dig deeper. You ought to get hold of some solid timber from the nearby forest so that the fine shaft doesn't cave in. The beams will be excellent for stabilizing the tunnel. Build a station where the horse carts can be packed with logs.
So the first step is we need to build a truck station in the highlighted area. Okay, and that's here. Just go ahead and close this. So we go to buildings and there's a truck station and it automatically snaps on.
Explain to the sort of thick-skulled driver which route he should take.
So now we need to establish a new line which runs from the new station to the existing station near the mine. Okay. So we do that with the line creator. Go ahead and create a new line. Select this structure top and the other one.
Now, there's got to be a small depot to park the horse-drawn carts too.
So the next step is to build a vehicle depot in the highlighted area. So we again go back to road vehicles and buildings and we see a road depot and just snaps on.
Everything's all set. Now all you have to do is to get hold of a cart to transport the wood.
So select the depot and buy a horse cart. Okay, select the depot and buy vehicles. So the first one carries passengers, but we need to carry goods because it's mining stuff, right? See, yeah. So this carries logs, and the first one carries passengers. So we need a American horse-drawn carriage. Let's buy it.
A sturdy vehicle. The transport can get started.
Now we need to allocate the horse cart to this line we just created. So we select on the road vehicle and select on actions and set the line to line 1.
It won't be long before it's possible to dig deeper. Well then, good luck.
So wait until the horse cart has delivered the logs to the mine. Okay, so we just hit play and wait for the horse cart to come out. So yeah, this game looks really beautiful in the sense like you can even get on board, move the camera out, right? You can look at the horses. You can even press the horn, which here is like the horses will do that. So they'll be picking up the logs, and if you see, they can carry 4 and it's already full, right? So all we need to do is wait until this gets to the other stop. Right. Let's just zoom in on it. So the game starts with 1850 HDR. Here I think it shows 1865. So there are period relevant vehicles in the game since it's in 1865. The vehicles we get are basically horse carts for the goods on the road, and we do have trains. We'll probably start building some trains. And if you can see down here, there's some waterways, airways, railways and roadways. So a couple more, just a block. Yeah, and the game is pretty detailed. Like if I can go ahead and click on this person, like I can drag the person, I can get into the person's view. I think he just entered the building, so yeah. So probably if I select Destiny Ramirez, right, and her destination is an industrial building, and you can look at her. I don't think there's any horn for her, but yeah, there's very pretty detailed, like where does she stay, like where does she go by car, by foot to the industrial building. So it's a well laid out game and gets pretty intense and deep into the details. So we are arriving here, and this will now drop off the logs.
Ha! Not everything that glitters is gold. Maybe your poker partner was sharper than you thought. Despite all the hardship, the mine only brings in a few chunks of silver ore. At best, you ought to get rid of it before it ruins you. Luckily, new greenhorns constantly get stranded in Virginia City, who you can peddle that confounded pit to for good money. So, you got rid of the silver mine for a decent amount. Time to invest this money in a lucrative venture. And there's an excellent opportunity. All the ore from the mine must be transported to the silver mills down by the river. A railroad that takes over the transport would be a promising venture.
Okay, so now we get to start on the railway. So select the cargo station, rotate it, and place it in the highlighted area to collect the silver ore from the mine. Right, so we need to find, okay, so we need to buy, go to buildings. What was that? Select the cargo station. Okay, so we select the cargo terminal station and we use the keys to rotate it. I think need to go a little bit less. Yeah, that snaps on perfectly, and we
Terrain
place
is
that.
treacherous and requires a few very twisted curves.
So now we need to connect the open ends of the track at these three places. To build a track section, click on the starting point and then drag to the track. Okay. So let's see where these are. So I think we need to tunnel in between these 2 points. So let's go to track, select the track, right, and select this, and this. So this creates a tunnel, right, and auto save, and then we need to like draw this curve. So let's just connect these 2 points and it automatically curves, right? So we can adjust the bend, how it looks. So probably that should be good, right? And then we need to build a bridge across this valley. Just connect it. So does that create a connection? Yes, it does. So probably do
Build
that.
a railroad route that rapidly transports all the ore to the valley.
So now we need to establish a new line which runs from the newly built station to the cargo station by the silver works. Okay, so again what we need to do is go ahead, create a new line, select the stock that we just created and the one that says Carson
A
City.
respectable railroad calls for a proper railroad yard.
So next, like how we built for the road depot, I think we need to get the railway depot, right? So go to buildings and I select a train depot and put it in the highlighted area.
A truly well done structure. Now it just needs to be connected.
So now we just put in a track that connects this to the line.
It's high time to buy a beautiful locomotive together with a few freight cars.
So now we need to get a train. So select the depot and buy a locomotive and 3 freight cars for silver ore. Okay. So we'll go ahead and buy a vehicle. There's only one train I think for this particular mission, right? So it's the Baldwin 6 wheels. It reaches a maximum of 40 kilometers an hour. It's a steam engine. So I'm gonna go ahead and add this and we require a gondola that can pick up silver ore, right? The other one is a passenger car, so probably we need to add 3, and we buy.
What a handsome iron horse. Time to send it on its maiden journey.
So now we select the depot, select the train, and assign it to the line we just created. So now since this is a railway, like this is a train and it only shows up the lines we created for the railway, so I'm gonna go select
Ore transport is picking up speed. With a little luck, it'll make you richer than all the silver in Nevada ever could.
So now let's look at this train come out of the depot. So this is gonna take some while. Let's hop on board, right, and look at this train. So if we look at the details, right, you can even see that the engineer who is driving the train, his face also is covered with coal. That's period to the steam engines, right? And we can even trigger the horn now. So now all we need to do is wait for this to pick up some silver ore and needs to deliver it to the Carson City. So this is the mine and that's the processing center. So if you see, there's already some ore waiting for us. So I think there's only like 4 out of 21, but that's fine. All we need to do is like deliver the silver ore. So while it's doing that, let's look at what the bonus tasks. Okay, I think the bonus tasks unlock once we finish all the mission tasks. So probably let's speed up the time.
Yes, the deed is done. The first train is rolling down the line. People are dropping everything to cheer your marvel of engineering. Don't pass up the chance to climb aboard and give them a friendly wave.
So let's accept this.
Let's have a big round of applause.
So yeah, it now asks us to go into the cockpit camera, right? So let's slow it down a bit. Select the train and get on the cockpit camera.
Hooray! There's no end to the rejoicing. It's all thanks to you.
So that's one bonus task done. And yeah, this game becomes pretty interesting if we get the right map. You can probably sit for hours and look at these train journeys, right? Like it just looks so good. And it's going through this forest, and if we see here, so this is the processing center, right? It requires silver ore. So let's forward the time again. It's almost here. So let's wait here at the station. And the train is here.
Thanks to your railroad, silver smelting is moving fast and furious. Meanwhile, all sorts of fine ladies and high-class gents get off in Carson City. Make sure they don't ruin their good shoes on the muddy streets. Find out about the needs of your future passengers.
Okay, so we just need to check on like activating a layer, activate the land use layer. Okay, so if you look at the top, there's this layer and you can see that there's a land use layer, right? So this shows the green points the residential buildings, the blue ones are the commercial.
Your services are needed to the same degree everywhere in town.
So yeah, as you can see these layers, right, and the industrial area. So you can see that this all here is industrial, this is commercial, and this is residential. So they want to build a bus stop in each of the highlighted areas in Carson City. So let's put on this layer, and now if we go to buildings, we can see there's a bus and a tram stop, right? And we go ahead and place it on either side. One, and probably let's place it all of them on the same side of the road.
Make sure your coaches don't miss any stops.
So now we need to create a new line that connects all these three stops, right? So go ahead, create a new line, select the residential area, then the commercial street, and the industrial.
Build a depot where the horses can be hitched up and the coaches can wait.
And now again we need to build a depot right here in Carson City. So the road depot, right? Probably I'll just plug it in at this end.
Purchase a few coaches with horses so that you can get started.
So now we need to buy 3 horse-drawn carriages to carry passengers. So we go ahead, buy vehicles, the horse-drawn carriages, and get 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. Right. Now all we need to do is assign it to the newly created line, that's line 3.
Great. The first passengers are already waiting.
So we need to transport 5 passengers, right? So if you see now, there are our 3 new passenger cars. So it depends on the demand. If we go ahead and see, right, probably there should be some people who would be starting to show up at these bus stops. And there you go. So there's 1 passenger waiting, and we can actually go ahead. Brittany Adams.
The Territorial Enterprise reports. A beast is up to no good in the area. According to eyewitnesses, it leaped from tree to tree, was at least 10 feet tall, had a shaggy black pelt, and enormous feet. Ask the reporter what it's all about.
So this is another bonus task, so let's accept it.
The reporter, a certain Mr. Clemens, has revealed his source to you. An old good-for-nothing by the name of Sam Hawkins. He's supposed to be in the saloon in Virginia City. Could be it means buying him a couple of shots of hard liquor before he comes up with the truth.
So let's go ahead and find the clue. It should be in the saloon in Virginia. So let's zoom out, go to Virginia, and as you see, there's the question mark.
The good man was happy to provide information. The monster got a few feet taller with each whiskey you bought him. The word has it that it gobbles up whole cows and picks the remains out of its teeth with a wagon tongue. Our informer thinks it's hanging around near the Ponderosa Ranch, if he's not mistaken.
So we need to see the Ponderosa Ranch. I think it's right up here. We see, yeah, that's the Ponderosa Ranch, and we click.
Old Cartwright and his son didn't take too kindly to your visit to the Ponderosa Ranch. Apparently you're not the first to be hot on the monster's heels. The rancher claims that dozens laid siege to their land, but just when he was about to run them off, they hurried away towards Lake Tahoe with a paper hot off the presses in their hands.
So now we need to search around Lake Tahoe. Okay. So the game also depicts some important milestones in the history of transportation, right? So this is one of them. So that's like there are a few places that are periodic. So this represents Lake Tahoe. So let's go ahead and click on the next clue.
The Territorial Enterprise reports. The wild man is dead. His body was committed to the waters of Lake Tahoe, where it will sink to a depth of over 600 feet, be encased motionless in a block of ice, and shrink to the size of a small child due to the high pressure. Well, guess not much can be done about that.
Yeah. So it just provides some things we can do while the main missions are going around, right? So now if we see, we have like 9 passengers waiting over here, 2 over here, and none over at the industrial zone. So now if we look at our horse-drawn cart, you can see that there are now passengers on it, right? Go ahead. So we are carrying 4 people. Right. So we can also look at various details like the condition, what's the emission like, how much are the running costs, what's the value keeps depreciating, and how many passengers. The top speed is 18. For a horse-drawn cart, I think it's pretty thing, and the engine type is a horse. And also we can look at the finances, like is it making any money or not. So probably this should drop off some of them here at this stop, and as you can see, these are all waiting to get on our new bus network or horse-drawn network. So we have transported 3 and we just need to do a couple more. So meanwhile, let's check on where the train is now. Yeah, now we can see the train is carrying a full load. And does this have any passengers? No. So we have to wait for this cart to get to here. I think then we'll know. We'll be done with the mission. Let's forward it a bit.
Where not too long ago there was nothing more than a dreary two-bit town, a magnificent little city now flourishes, thanks to your transportation services. The locals even call it the miracle of Carson City. More and more people want to try their luck there. Obstacles shouldn't be put in their way. Get into the passenger business. Your tickets will be the hottest item in town. Make sure that the rest of the world is finally connected to Carson City, a veritable boom town.
Okay, so now we need to build a passenger station in Carson City and connect it with the passenger station in the Reno. Right, they ask us to put in a station over here. So we'll go to the buildings and there's a passenger station. Right, and probably we'll change it to 120 meters. Okay. Let's try to connect it so that we don't lose any buildings. Get the centers onto the track. That's a bit, I would have liked it if it those two buildings are gone, yeah, but at least I have a station. So probably like sometimes if it centers onto the building, it's much easier to snap, but it centers onto this anyway. Now all we need to do is like build a train station and connect it to this track over here. So let's go ahead and do that. Pick up some tracks. So let's build it in parts. Right. Go here. Go straight. And then we go a little bit more. Probably come up until here. Right, and then connect it.
Buy a train arrangement that brings people from all over the world to Carson City.
So we need to build a new depot. Do they say where? Okay. So we need to buy another locomotive and have 3 passenger cars. Okay. So let's do one thing. Let's build it over here. Right. We go to the buildings, get the depot, and try to make it parallel to the track here. Then we get onto the tracks. Connect it to go into here. And we then buy a new vehicle. Add this and add 3 passenger cars. So each one carries 14, so that will be like 42 capacity.
Time to inaugurate the line from Reno to Carson City, the town built on silver.
So now we need to go ahead and create another new line between Carson City and Reno. And now we select the depot, select the train, actions, and assign it to line 4.
We're off. There's firewood up in Glenbrook that'll get the steam engines in the silver works puffing real nice. But watch out that you don't cross paths with the Cartwrights from the Ponderosa Ranch. They're not the kind of folks to tangle with.
Okay, let's accept the
You barely got away from the Cartwright boys. Now get a respectable load of logs down to the valley as fast as possible before the ranchers come back again.
From the ranch to the timber. Okay, this is the ranch to the timber supply. Okay, we need to create another station here. Okay, let's create a truck station. Now what we can do is probably have it as far away as possible that it connects to. So whenever you see right over here and there's a white, so that means that the truck stop is connected. Now I go ahead and create a new line. Carson to this truck stop. I'm hoping that this is connected to this logging station. Yeah, it's connected to that. So now we just need to buy some. Let's buy 2 of these carriages and assign them to this new line 5. Okay, now all we need to do is wait for everything to go about. So there's 1 passenger and at Reno there are 4 waiting. Where's our train? Is it carrying anybody now? So probably it'll pick up some people off of Reno. And bring us right. So while that's doing, I think there's logs already here. 9, and I think these two should head up there and pick up some logs. So if we see here, there are 14 waiting, 8 and 3, and I think there are 5. So we need to transport 20, so there'll be 5 right now. Six. So probably by the time it comes back again, it will have been done with all the 20. So if I look at the Carson City, still 5, only 5. Just need to wait on it. Meanwhile, we need to deliver the logs from the ranch. Where are our horses? Right here. So they do struggle to get up on these hill climbs. You can see they're going down in speed. So let's try to forward it a little bit. So how many are waiting? 9. Okay, we still need 11 on this side and I think 14 on the other side. So they have picked up the logs and they'll be delivering them now. And where's our train? Right here. So let's see. Okay, then there are 12. We can make it to wait on this track till it gets like 20 passengers and we'll make it move, but yeah, let's just wait on it. Meanwhile, even the other bonus tasks of delivering the logs would be done. So it's pretty amazing. Now if you look at this finances, right, you see it's almost like breaking even. And if we go to our line manager right here, we can also see.
Thanks to the supply, silver ore processing is running at full swing, which means your transport business too.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we're done with the bonus missions. Just we need to wait on this transporting the passengers. But if you see, right, we can actually see, so the train, the one that's carrying the silver ore right from Virginia to Carson City, that's kind of making the most money. Since we have just created the passenger line, it's losing us some money. And if you see the passenger line, like it's making a profit. So when this drops off the next batch of silver ore, probably you can see that this goes up. You see, so trains are money makers in this game. So yeah, and we have brought 18 people to Reno. Now let's see how many it is carrying. 38. So this way it should be done. The other way it will pick up. I think 23 are waiting at Carson City. We can even look at the people in the, like, they're pretty detailed. So she wants to go to a commercial building and we can also check where that commercial building is. So it's right here. So it's a well mapped out way, like it tries to mimic the actual, the more we feed into these train stations and the bus stops, right? So this kind of helps it to grow, the city to grow. So if I select on Carson City, you can see like There's a target population of 105, but we have already exceeded like 136. So this keeps increasing over time as and when we connect it more. You can even check if you see to Reno there's 100% line usage, right? And for Virginia City, since we do not have any passenger network, so it shows 0. So now we just wait for this train to reach Reno, and I think we'll be done with this mission. So we are approaching the station, and I think we can slow down time.
The silver business is doing splendidly. A cluster of pathetic shacks has become the swankiest town in the whole West, where you find the most exquisite shops, the best saloons, and the loveliest ladies of ill repute far and wide. Many an opportunity suggests itself to spend those silver dollars you so richly deserved. Your railroad business is the real gold mine in the state of Nevada.
Alright, I think this concludes the first mission. So we'll see in the next mission 2 on chapter 1. So this will be kind of an ongoing series until we complete the whole campaign mode, right? And then we'll probably get into some creating a map and creating a transport network of our own. So thanks guys for tuning in. Let's meet in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Thank you.